Hello, I am Demon Omega, and I'm also known as Cheryl Leon Kiss, and I'm going to be doing a makeup thing. However, this is my first time doing this. However, as you want to start out, you have to have your face to be completely blank, kind of like a canvas. However, we're going to start with basically prop. This is a little bit easier when you put it and everything. Not too much of it, but a little bit, but not too much. I get all the stuff all over, you know. Now, second part is the glue. If you're wondering why the glue, it helps whatever you shaved off your face helps keep the hairs down when you put on the makeup. So you gotta have this on certain areas that you need it, especially right underneath there. Okay. Uh, ah. Then we're gonna be using, let's see what is, oh, foundation, which we all tend to use. But me, I tend to use liquid. There's others that tend to use powder. I use liquid because it's a little bit more easier on me to use this stuff with. If this thing will start working. Here, there we go. All right. Now, like I said, I tend to use liquid instead of the powder, but it's a little bit easier on me. Try not to use too much of it because honestly, you could end up looking like you've got like it looks like it'd be too much on there, and some drag queens will actually call you out on it. However, all right. Try to get the hands clean while I'm doing this. Oh, but I forgot a step. But however, that's okay because this is only just for a short time, anyways. You also got to have. Let me see real quick here. Ah, concealer, which is also what you need, especially when you have to cover this area as well. So I accidentally forgot a step, but sometimes you get it when you're performing on stage, you got to have this as well. But like I said, this is only for a short time. However, that's what you need to do. Now, let's see. Ah, now what I'm using is a translucent extra cover powder, which is a good powder to use. Oh, wait a minute, no, actually, that's not it. Actually, you're gonna need naturally neutral. This stuff here, well, actually, is what we're gonna need to do first. It's gonna get messy here, but stuff gets everywhere. That's okay. Yeah, something's going to cover the areas where they may try to look at. So then sometimes when we are in, like after we've done that, we usually smoke a cigarette or something like just to get this thing to completely get onto our face. But I'm gonna go ahead and get onto the second step here. And I'm gonna be using two different things here, which is, like I said, this is the actual thing that we tend to use, the translucent extra coverage, which we tend to go around, which I'll show you here soon. From right here, then we gotta tend to make a V shape. Try to make sure we get that area covered as well. But we also tend to do it right underneath the eye. But you can do this, but if not, it's up to you as well. Tend to go from the kind of like in the sense of the jawline there. Now, once we're done with that part, oh yeah, we also need to get the upper part of the eyes as well, just in case. Okay, now, since we're done with that, let's see here. Okay, now we get to use contour, which is our other tool that we tend to use a lot. So I tend to go for the darker color, which is right here. But if you ever turn it right now, you try to mix like two different contour palettes into one. So what we do here is go from right there and basically try not to forget underneath here as well when we use the contour. Okay, here's what we also tend to do. From the middle of the eyebrow, as you can see, we tend to make a 3 on the face. Not very easy to do sometimes, but once you actually get it down, it becomes a lot easier in time. Like I said, at the middle of the eyebrow, middle of the cheek, then down here. Yeah. But yeah. However, like I said, try to get underneath the chin, stuff like that for the shadow effect. Now, we're gonna need that a little bit later. Now, let's see here. Now, this one, the bigger brush, we tend to blend everything together. So pretty much, not too hard, but yet not too light. To get everything covered. And if you get in here, it's okay. You can always wash that off later. So now, like I said, trying to go back to the contour again. But, however, try to make it not so noticeable, but yet okay, it's more, but a little bit noticeable where it kind of connects from the there, and then on the other side. Now this part, you have to go very lightly with this brush on the face. Try to make sure it's noticeable at the same time. All right. Now, the other part is, there we go. Now we get the, first off, I tend to do, which is the eyes, which can be very difficult, especially when you have to go on the waterline and everything, and also making, oh, I need to get that taken care of real quick here. Forgot the spots, but you gotta make sure you got everywhere and make sure it's completely blended in. There we go. But anyways, like I said, with eyeliner, I mean, you can design like to have wings and stuff like that, but I tend to go for small ones because it's a little bit easier on me. But however, like I said, try not to poke your eye while you're doing this, getting towards the eyeliner, but no. Okay, now. But when it comes to palettes, I mean, depending on which eyeshadows you tend to use, but I tend to go for the darker colors because it tends to brighten out my eyes. So I'm gonna be using more than likely, which is purple, like a darker color form of the purple. Try to get it underneath the eyes. Well, not underneath, but underneath the eyebrows. Make sure I get it on both sides instead of just one side. Not always easy to do, but try to make sure they're at least even on both sides, you know. It kind of look weird if it's just unbalanced. Now, sometimes I tend to use the eyeshadow for my eyebrows just to get their attention. And I'm going to try to use a brown color just to get them showing. Lipstick, which is the darker form, because I should be more dark. Okay, sorry about that. I had a little technical difficulties, but anyways, I use for now. I'm going for the lips here, which is lipstick here, number 982, gunmetal. Now, make sure that you got the bottom. You gotta make sure you get your lips rotated and everything. No, sometimes I tend to use red and then I use the eyeshadow, red lipstick, but I tend to use the black eyeshadow or something like that to mix them together. But I tend to put the lipstick on and then put the eyeshadow onto my lips just to have a darker color. Now, ah, let's see here. Now, tend to use mascara. I'm gonna make sure as well. Make sure when you put eyeshadow, or not eyeshadow, but mascara on, you gotta make sure you gotta do it with the curved part, because honestly, if you're not doing it with the curved part, uh, it will mess it up a little bit. But however, try to get close to your eyes as possible, then blink. However, now this is how I tend to go for the look and everything. Now, for the other part, I mean, if I wanted to do the female, which you can actually do as far as like whatever you want to make the design, everything. But however, to almost kind of complete the whole thing to look like a drag queen, this is very important because this will actually help you get it on. Try to make sure not any loose ends that will actually come out while you're doing this. Then but yeah, I mean, as far as when you kind of dress, like some of us actually put like socks and bras and stuff like that. But however, you can actually go to a certain website to get fake bras and stuff like that. And this one, right? Yeah. All right. Oh, I've tend to forgot one other step, but to actually make sure that your makeup actually stays on. Here's a little secret: hairspray. It'll sting a little bit, but it will work. But however, then put on any kind of wig that you have on, or have that you're whatever wig you got. Put it on. Make sure it's actually now. Point. Here we go. There. And try to hide that wig cap we all tend to use. Almost done here, and just make sure that the hair looks almost nearly as natural as possible. There you go. But I chose this one because honestly, it was kind of at a short amount of time, but it still works. Now, there, there, Thankfully, I got this at the mall and everything. But, however, there we go. But if you have any questions or anything, you can write in the comments down below, and I can try to answer you guys as best as possible. But like I said, I do have a YouTube channel which is called Demon Omega, but I have some future plans with that as well. Anyways, like I said, any questions or anything, you can actually write in the comments down below or anything. But we'd love to hear from you guys. Love you, darlings.